Hey, 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 how are you doing? It's Thursday. It's 3 o'clock here in Paris time. It's 2 o'clock in UK time, and I think it's 9 a.m. over in Eastern Standard Time. So thank you again for joining me, whatever time it is in your part of the world. I'm so grateful for anybody that pops in live to these Chat with Kat sessions, which I do every Thursday. And do you know, I'm really enjoying just popping in and talking about whatever comes to mind today. And I'll be honest, I was sitting down to think about this one today, and I didn't have a theme. And usually the crew pop me a theme in my head really early on when I'm thinking about doing one of these live chats, but not today. So I thought, well, in which case, let's just turn it over to the crew today, and I'll do a live channel here on Facebook, and this is going onto the YouTube channel as well. And we'll see what the crew have to say directly. So if you've never seen me do a channel before, just to let you know, it can look a bit weird. If you're coming in partway through, it's going to look a bit weird, but there we go. So yeah, I'll just close my eyes and take a few big deep breaths, and then I'm gonna let the crew speak out and through to you today directly what it is that they want to say. So that is my plan, and I'm going to be doing this more and more in next year, because I think we're all moving into a situation now where to have some guidance, to have some check-in, some higher perspective, I think would do us all the world of good, don't you? You know, we're all sort of seeing our own truth in a very different way at the moment. We're all witnessing the world in a new way of being, a new level of peace, and a new level of witnessing ourselves in being in this life, you know, and how we want to be in it, and who we want to be in it, and what it is that we actually want from this existence. So I think, you know, choosing to do the thing that makes your heart happy, and choosing to do the thing, whatever it is, that makes you be more you, makes you feel like the more of the moreness of you just by doing it, because it's generally as easy as breathing. That's what we need to be doing. So hence, I'm going to be doing more channels. I'm going to be doing more live channels. I'm going to be doing more monthly guidance. I'm going to be bringing a whole lot more of the crew to you. So that said, I've just rambled for a couple of minutes just to see if anyone else is popping in live today. In the meantime, if you are watching me on replay, thank you very much for joining me. Pop me a comment in and I will come back, and I always read the comments after the event. So here we go. I'm going to just take a few deep breaths. Going to chill out a little bit, and then we'll see where the crew want to go. I'm quite excited about this. So we are always most grateful for an opportunity to speak to you directly in this way. And we know that for many of you, this may be the first experience of listening to us speaking directly to you. For others, it may be a usual occurrence. For many who are in the sphere of this channel now are regularly stepping forward to speak directly in this way. And we are grateful for this moment to speak to you. For on this day, we would like to remind you that in this period of time, this ending of your year, this turning the cycle, if you will. Many of you are feeling a new level of ability to be the truth of you in this time. And what do we mean by that? This year has been a transformation for so many of you. It has felt as though it has been a trial, as though it has been difficult, as though you have been remade from the inside out, as many of you seem to describe this process. And in many ways, this is what has been occurring. For we have spoken for many years of the transformational upgrading, if you will, of humanity and the earth itself in this time. And so, of course, then, you as the human, as the energy being of you living here on this planet in this time, are also being taken through a process of upgrade, to use a term you will understand, and change of resonance. We like to explain this as an enlightening, the bringing of more light into your physical being. For that is what is occurring. The world is being leveled at a new frequency, and you therefore, as one who lives within that frequency, are moving into resonance with that higher frequency. And yes, we do not like to use the words higher and lower, but it is a necessity for understanding. It is a shift, it is a change, it is a move, if you will, to a new enlightened version of yourself. And many of you believe this word to be enlightened, to be of the thinking, of the knowing, of the education. And this is not true. The enlightening that we speak of is literally allowing more light into the physicality of you. And the physicality of you therefore becomes less dense. And this is what is occurring here on this planet now. The density is being released in many ways. And therefore, that is why many of you are witnessing disturbance in this world, because the density that is being released is being witnessed so clearly now by everyone. And you are all witnessing the truth of how you are reacting to a density in which many of you were never able to stand separate enough from it to understand its effect upon you. And here now, the world of humanity is witnessing itself in a very different way. You are witnessing yourself as independent thinkers within a world which has held you in many years in a thinking framework that is not yours. And indeed, for eons, this planet has built a structure and a structure and a structure, and all of these structures have woven themselves together in a density of humanity which has held many of you out of independent thought. And this is not a criticism, it is simply a recognition that so many of you now are able to feel a separation from the weaving of the created thinking. And indeed, this enlightening, this less densifying, the freeing of yourself to think clearly, to witness yourself in being in a separate fashion, is allowing even more light to be allowed into the realm of humanity. For each one of you that weaves a new way of being in this world creates a new ability and a new recognition that allows even more light into this existence. It is a self-fulfilling focal creation of matter, if you like. We do not wish to get too complicated in this conversation. But it is true, where you place your focus, where you place your awareness, where you place your being in this world, is how you create the reality for yourself, and therefore how you resonate out into this world and create realities for others around you also. For how you are being is like a magnet to others and also a light for others. That is the power of each of you. And so for each of you who are making different choices here, you are very aware in many ways how you are different than only this time last year. And it is a quantum leap for many of you of how you are feeling in a different state of resonance. Indeed, as you move through the life of humanity here, of being a human in your own community, in your own life, you are coming into a cycle point where you are in a ritual for many of the ending of the year. And therefore it gives you a perfect mirroring example where you can compare yourself to the year before and truly witness yourself in being and notice how different, how enlightened, how much lighter you feel in this world. Even though the ritual may feel the same, you will be feeling very different within it for many of you who are listening to these words. And before we go, we also wish to remind you that this new awareness of yourself will mean that for many of you, you are bringing into being an awareness and a weaving of reality where you are knowing that you are able to choose the people that you spend your time with and choose to call family. For you are brought together, many of you, in these ritual times with the same people year after year after year. And you are witnessing yourself in being, and you are also witnessing them in being themselves in new ways. And for all of you here who are the light bringers, who are the visionaries, who are here to bring about new ways of being in this world, you are coming together in this knowing and understanding that you are choosing family. You are choosing the collective that you bring around yourself. You are choosing those people who come into your resonance and lift you, and choosing them as your collective, as your family, to use that word. It is a time of witnessing. It is a time of remembering. It is a time of being you more than you have been before. And in this time, let yourself be knowing that it is okay. You have permission to be the newest version of you in every interaction that you have. And anyone's reaction to the new you is their own choosing. It is not for you to change yourself, or to use a phrase, dim your light for others around you, because they are living their own witnessing of themselves in being, just as you are witnessing yourself in being. And in this time, The newness of you may surprise you. The new strength in you may surprise you. The new ability to not be touched by the emotive circumstances that previously would have tied you in complex difficulty will surprise you. For you are a very different being this year than you were the year before, and you are far more a different being than you were only 2 years ago. The quickening of this shift, the change in vibrational frequency is accelerated by all of you who are witnessing your own awakening and welcoming it, and welcoming the new versions of you each and every day. It is a self-generating awakening process. Yes, you are affected by the external awakening of all things, but you are also internally going through this process of allowing the truth of you to emerge more than it has before. And that truth, that desire, that light within you is where you are navigating from now. You are choosing you more and more. And yes, it does not mean that this world may feel as though it is changing quick enough. But you can trust in the knowing that it is changing. No matter the difficulties you are witnessing in this world at this time, and there are many, you are witnessing the letting go of. You are witnessing your ability to stand separate from. You are witnessing your own truth, and you're knowing that it is your vibrational energy which is changing your world. And this indeed has become mainstream information now. And how miraculous is that? Can you imagine only a few years ago that this information was so hidden? It was written in a book called The Secret. But there is no secret to any of this now. It has exploded in the consciousness of humanity. And you are witnessing a new arrival of you each and every day, making different and more enlightened choices for yourself because of it. You are choosing relationships. You are choosing family. You are choosing your collectives. You are choosing your purpose. You are choosing your direction. You are choosing you more than you have ever chosen you before. And this is indeed a time for celebration of that. And we are grateful for each and every one of you who are allowing yourself to work through this process. For in each enlightening of you, you let go of and you release the density of what has been. And in the releasing of the density of what has been, you choose not to weave that forward in your existence from this day forward. And that means that you, yes, you are literally changing this world through your own being within it. And we thank you for this opportunity to speak with you. And we are grateful for each and every one of you who choose to be the more of themselves and ask of this universe to show you the more of the moreness of you each and every day. This is indeed a time of transformation, and you are within it and bringing that through in each and every breath of you. And we are grateful for you and all that you are bringing to this world simply by being you and choosing you and being you in every single breath. And for this moment we will step back and we will see you again shortly, for we have an agreement that we will step forward more in this year and these years to come in many ways. Until we speak again, thank you, and we are so grateful. Well, there we go. That was fun. I never really know how to come out of a channel gracefully. I think I need some sort of like coming around from it phrase or something like that. Because sometimes if I'm doing this one-to-one with a client, the first things that come out of my mouth are generally swear words, because when we're working one-to-one in that way with the crew and you're having a direct conversation, the vibration that you're held within is very powerful in its transformation. And so this is why, if you would like to have a one-to-one conversation with the crew, then send me a message. You know, I'm going to be offering it more and more in the years to come. And yeah, I'm quite excited to be stepping forward and doing this work. And thank you very much. Thank you, Anna, for being here live. I really, really appreciate it. Bless you. And if you're watching on replay, let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know how you found that channel. I know it can be a little bit weird, but we all have this connection to what is not us. We all have this higher connection. I've tuned it in this way that I can allow the crew to speak through me. But we can all have a conversation with higher source and higher perspective, whether we're having conversations day to day with the crew, whether we're having conversations with angels, whether we're talking to energy, whether we are talking to the universe, whether we're talking to trees, or we're literally just feeling that connection of love between ourselves and our animals, or ourselves and our family. All of this is connection to source. All of this is connection to that enlightened state, you know, that so many of us are feeling now. We are feeling very, very different. And so I hope that that was nice for you today, to hear the crew speak directly to you. And yeah, if you've got any questions, I'm actually thinking of doing something a little bit fun over the next couple of weeks. So if you have any questions that you'd like to put to the crew, then just pop me a message or pop them in the comments, and I'd love to hear what you would like to know from that infinite higher level that we channel through when I'm talking through with the crew in that way. So without any further ado, I'm not sure, we're not Christmas next week, are we? We're nearly Christmas next week. Anyway, if it's not Christmas, I'm going to be here again next Thursday. I'm not sure what day Christmas Day falls on, but yeah, thanks ever so much for joining me today. If you would like to find out more about what I do, if you would like a one-to-one session with the crew, if you would like a one-to-one session with me, talking about your business or mentoring or anything in that way, if you are looking to understand your connection a little bit more, then go and check out my website. Oh, thank you very much. Anna's just told me it's the 22nd. Cool. So I will be here next Thursday. Yeah, check over on my website, uninvented.life, and I will see you next week. Thank you very, very much for being here. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. I'm always a little bit bewildered when I come out from doing a channel. So huge, huge, huge love. I'll see you next week. Ciao for now.